All right, welcome everybody to the ASEA Basics webinar. This training is on the business aspect of ASEA, and we'll go for approximately 60 minutes. And my contact information is on screen in case you end up having a question with any of the content. If you do call me, or you can also text me on that number, be sure to leave a message because I answer my stuff in the order as I listen to voicemails. So if you don't leave a message, sometimes you don't get a call back. So leave a message, and at my next available, usually I'm pretty good about returning phone calls within the same day. All right. Let me jump off right away and start and talk about our 3minutepeak.com system. Again, this is a constantly being under development, and we have certain dates where we release the feature upgrades. Lots of exciting stuff, lots of great feedback, and there's a place back there too to provide feedback. But what's really great is you guys are all the pioneers of the development of this, and a lot of your suggestions have been implemented, and it continues to improve. You can go to 3minutepeak.com to enroll there. Let me kind of share with you an overview on it. When you go to 3minutepeak.com, you'll see where it says Get Your Site. It's like right now we're still in promo mode, so it's $9.95 a month. It will be $14.95 a month, but that's still just the cost of a few cups of coffee, per month. That gives you all of the benefits of automated prospect managing, an educational learning component, as well as tracking for your programs like the 2020 program. We're also putting in tracking mechanisms now that will allow you to track your progress as you're doing the AAA bonus. Okay, so a lot of these we're working with corporate and getting all the pieces necessary. Corporate's obviously pretty busy with various things going on internationally and convention and all that stuff, but we're working as hard as we can to get them to allow some interfaces back and forth so we can present you with some great data, so you'll know exactly where you're at, what you need to do to rank advance or to get AAA bonus, quals, etc. And we'll talk more about AAA and these things a little later on in the training. Okay, and also our product includes Deductor. Now, Deductor by itself would be $19.95 a month, and remember, Deductor is what allows you to justify all the tax deductions that you're entitled to by owning your own home business. Okay, matter of fact, if you went to Deductor.com, it would be $19.95 a month. And here we are, even at $14.95 a month, you're still coming out way ahead. But right now in the promo mode, $9.95 a month, and your first month is free. So you can sign up totally risk-free, go through all the training, okay, and if you change your mind, you won't have to pay a cent. Okay, so again, it's either going to be worth it or it's not. But we don't see people canceling their membership. Okay, I don't know, I don't know what the return, but I don't know anyone personally who's canceled because, again, it is very effective. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the process of what you're going to do with 3 Minute Peak. First off, when you go up and meet somebody, I know that traditionally a lot of people use a sales mentality, and they think they're a ASEA salesman. So they go out and they just start what we lovingly refer to as vomiting on them. Okay, everything they know about redox signaling molecules, mitochondria, and all this stuff. And for most people, it's overwhelming. And then you give them that information, and then, of course, they're going to say, well, now I got to do some research on that. I got to verify that. Those claims that they're making sound a little too good to be true, blah, 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 right? So here's the deal. And if you talk to any successful, business person, and even in sales, what you're going to find out is these people are really caring people, compassionate people, and their first objective is to find out how they can help the other person. And they realize that not everyone may be a fit for what they have to offer, okay? But when you come from that honest and genuine perspective of wanting to help somebody and realize that ASEA is going to help pretty much everybody on this planet, even pets and plants. But the reality is it's got to be about them first, okay? And here's a great way to sort of identify that. And what I like to do is engage in a conversation with someone, and I ask, hey, what do you do for a living, right? And you probably do this too. But again, it's really weird when someone gets involved in like a business. All of a sudden now they feel they got to ram something down someone's throat. And don't you not like to have that happen to you, right? Most people I talk to, they go, I don't like salesmen. Ugh, they make my skin crawl or stuff like that. And why are you doing what they do? why are you doing what the ones that make your skin crawl do, right? It's really kind of ironic to me. But anyways, and that's why people feel uncomfortable and they don't want to talk to people, and then they don't grow a business. So start it out making the conversation about them. What do? Right? Wow, that sounds interesting. Do you like doing that? So that's the first question there. Do you like? Find out if they like what they do for a living. What do you think most people say? Most people I know, that's all right. That's probably the most common answer. Yeah, I guess it's okay. You know, puts food on the table, or but they're not like excited. I mean, I'll sometimes go, I mean, when you wake up in the morning, you go, hey, I can't wait to get to work today, right? Again, most people are like, no, what are you smoking? Right? I go, I don't know, that's what I do. I mean, I get up and first of all, I get up when I stop sleeping, and that's what I think about. What can I do today? You know, that'll be a little bit better. Now, the next thing is and it says, do you earn enough income? Now, obviously, you're not going to ask them that directly, okay? But unless you know them really well. But I generally put it this way. You may want to write this down. I would say something like, wow, they must pay you a lot of money then for doing that, right? And again, even if they like it or if they don't like it, you can say, man, wow, they must pay you a lot of money for doing that. What do you think the answer is most of the time to that statement? Are you kidding me? Man, I can barely pay my bills. Man, I got debt up to my eyeballs. Okay, I get that a lot. Okay, so all I'm doing now is getting their thought process. And guys, I don't want you to think this is manipulative. This is just, you're holding a mirror up to people. Most people never do this. And most people, when they interview them in their last years, they say, what would you have done differently in your life? They all say they would have taken more risk because no one ever held that mirror up to them, right? Everyone, it's like sheep, just do what the sheep in front of them's doing and the sheep on the side, and they never take the time to look and go, wow, there's better grass, greener grass over here. There's something else that I can have abundance with, and I can do something differently. So that's really, you know, what we're doing here is we're just trying to get a mirror to people. Just go, oh, okay, they don't pay enough. Well, then you must have a lot of free time on your hands to do things you enjoy. Like, what do you like to do? I ask, if you like to golf, I like to golf. I like to snowboard. I like to get in the ocean. What do you like? What do you do for fun? Right? And you must have a lot of time to do that, right? What do you think the answer is to that most of the time? Are you kidding me? I haven't been on skis in 20 years. Man, I mean, I work on the weekends now. I mean, I get that a lot. Very common. Does that sound common with people you know? Okay. So then finally, I ask them, I say, well, then when are you going to be able to retire? Like, when are you going to be able to have a lot of time on your hands? What do you think the answer to that is? Never. It's like, Paul, I have no idea. Maybe by 60? I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping. And they have no plan, no exact date. Sometimes I'll go, what is the exact date then? 60. I don't know. No. So it obviously is not clear. They don't know. What do you think the likelihood of it happening is? I'll tell you what the likelihood is. 95 people out of 100 at age 65 are either deceased, no longer with us, or they have to continue to work just to make ends meet, right? Or they're relying on friends, family, or the government to help them. And I'll tell you, only 4 people out of 100 achieve financial independence, and only 1 person achieves true wealth. Again, because they just kind of follow the rest of the herd. They keep doing what they're doing, and yet they expect different results. Last time I checked, that was the definition of insanity, right? To continue to do what you're doing, but expect different results. And all we're doing here, guys, is getting them to open their minds and getting them to say, wow, yeah, my life could be better, right? Or my life this isn't really what I envisioned when I was growing up, okay? So if they say no to any of those, which again, I think pretty much everyone would agree, the majority of people will say no to at least one of those things. Tell your story, okay? Say, look, I can totally hear you. You know, I used to not have time, or currently, yeah, I don't have time either, and I want to spend more time with my family. Or I want to have a better house. You know, I want to be able to pay off. I don't want to have to every month have too much month at the end of the money. You know? And I have a friend who's doing really well and has created a residual income stream. And, you know, I'm looking for other good people. Would you be open to other options of generating income? What do you think the answer is most of the time to that? A lot of times it's, what are you talking about? All right. But a lot of times, the right person will be like, yeah, I'm all over that. I can make, yeah, what are you doing? How do I do that? And then you got a hot one, okay? But basically, by the time you just pulled all these like feelings, and now it's going on in their head that, yeah, they don't make enough money, they don't like what they do, they don't have any time. They should be like, yeah, what are you talking about, okay? So at that point, here's what you do. Here's what I recommend. You may want to write this down too. First of all, be really busy. And this is really good to do over the phone. Okay, when you're in front of them, kind of hard to exit, right? But if you're talking to someone on the phone about these things, excuse me, then be really busy and say, look, hey, I've got to get going right now. I've got an appointment. And don't lie about it. I mean, think of an appointment or something you got to do, right? I've got to get going. I've got stuff right now. But tell you what, give me, your email address, and I'm going to shoot you over a little 3-minute video clip. Right? Everyone's got 3 minutes. And then from there, I will follow up and I'll call you. Is tomorrow at 10 a.m. a good time to reach you, or is 2 p.m. better? Okay? Give them a choice, but make sure you lock down a time and then to follow up with them, right? And heck, if you see them watch the video in your back office of 3-minute peak, then you can call them right there. Hey, I was at a breather. I was in between things. I saw you watch that video a little bit ago, so I just wanted to make sure while the information was fresh, if you had any questions. Okay, so and 3-minute peak system allows you to do that. So very cool. All right. So we talked about that, sending them to the 3-minute peak. Then you monitor their progress, like I said, in the back office, seeing if they're watching the videos, how long they're watching for, if they bailed out, etc. And again, follow up at the designated time that you set, regardless. Okay? Because sometimes they'll contact you, they'll reach out to you, they'll email or whatever. But a lot of times they just get busy, they just get distracted. So when you call them, and especially if they watched it, most of the time you'll go like, oh yeah, I'm glad you called. Yeah, I got a chance to check that out. Hey, I got a question, on this or that. Okay, and then you can fire back, items from the library if they have questions. Don't be like the training you'll learn when you sign up for 3-minute peak. There's 10 training modules. We'll show you that in a minute. The training emphasizes you want to be the messenger, not the message. The usher, not the preacher. Okay, and that way this keeps it duplicable. So that person when they're getting these pieces of information, you're emailing them, you can say, can you think you can do that? Can you think you can select a video and click send? Again, you're not doing the explanation. The tools are doing the heavy lifting for you. Okay? And in the back of their head, they're probably thinking, wow, I could do that. Put all my people in something and then send them click on send. The video does the initial contact. If they ask a question, I send them this thing. So don't try to, again, explain things, because you're not going to do as good of a job. And secondly, in their mind, they're going to be thinking, man, do I got to know all this? Right? How am I going to memorize that? Again, was my biggest challenge. And continually, I kind of have to fight myself as well, because I like to, answer questions for people. And I'm kind of in a role where I can do that now because, they know that, part of the system and, the top of the plan and everything like that. But again, when you're first starting out, let the tools do the work for you, okay? And then finally, collect the decision. You got to ask for the money, as we say. I see a lot of people out there. I'm like, what's the status? Oh, they're still thinking about it. Well, ask them. Did you ask them if they wanted to they're ready to get started? Sometimes it's all it takes is hey, and you can do it kind of fun. I was at an art gallery last night for a photographer. His name's Peter Lick. Some of you may be familiar with him. He takes these amazing photography. And we were sitting in this room, and they were doing the different lighting, and this picture comes to life and all this. And we just wanted to see it and everything. But of course, the guy, he's explaining all the things. And at the end, he kind of like jokingly laughed. He goes, well, I'm a sales guy. I gotta ask for the money. He goes, you want to buy this? It was kind of funny. I almost felt like, okay, here's $4,000 here. Just because I'm like, good, you asked for the sale. This is something I try to teach everybody. and you get to the 11th hour, and it's like people, they don't ask them if they're ready to get going. And by the way, make the assumption that they're going to get going. Okay, it's like, I a lot of times, so which package do you would work better, 4 cases or 8 cases? Because whatever one they choose, obviously, it means they're enrolling. Okay, so collect a decision. Now, the training element of 3-minute peak, as you're seeing on screen, will if the first time you sign up, it's going to ask you, do you want to start your training? Yeah, start your training and start going through the video process. The next time you log in, you'll be at your home page. You got to click on train at the top there, and then when you click on train, you'll be in the 10 video module section, okay? And it will go through, take you through a welcome greeting to the mindset, skill set, and will set processes that will help you to effectively build your business. Okay. And by the way, go through all that. You'll see, and they'll get, when you do the welcome, make sure you click on here, step 1, how to do it, and then you print out the little worksheets and collect those worksheets, take notes so you can refer back to it in case you end up forgetting something along the way. Okay, so go through all three of these steps. Next is a 2020 club. Be sure before you start putting prospects in there, I know a lot of you want to right away start putting people's names in and get rocking. Be sure you start your 2020 club process. That way, if you get 4 enrollments over over the 10 days of this program, and at least 12 cases of product move, right, amongst all of them, then the company is going to send you an extra $100. And as well as if you're helping other people and you're mentoring other people, they're mentoring you, they're going to get compensated as well, and also free product or marketing material. So you don't want to leave that on the table. It's just free money, free product. You might as well take advantage of it, okay? And get into that habit, because it's also going to motivate you. When you log in, you see, oh, I only got 9 days left. I need to put more, get my people put in there, okay? So go through that. And by the way, we do a training. We actually have a training on teamreactive.com in the training business video section on the 2020 club and all the specifics of it, so you can watch that anytime. Okay, and then once you do start your 2020, the next process is you're going to put people in the recruit tab, which is the prospect manager. Just click on add new prospect, and you're going to start populating, and you're going to start sending out those peak videos. Again, that will be also explained to you in detail in the video trainings. The manage tab, this is where you want to make a connection with your upline. Okay, find out at least your upline gold or someone you want to mentor you upline, and click on manage on the manage tab. Go into manage requests, and you want to be able to allow your upline to see you. So ask your upline what the email addresses they used when they registered for 3-Minute Peak. Put that in there, and then you'll be connected to those individuals, and you'll start and they'll be able to see on the right and help you and motivate you. I'll tell you, it's a big difference when you know someone's watching you. Okay, you know someone, and they don't have to even harass you, or do anything. As long as you know, hey, someone's watching, I better keep people in this process, then you're gonna be a lot more consistent. Okay, so don't neglect this step. This is what makes Facebook, guys, right? I mean, Facebook is like you're connecting, like you're friending someone here, right? The only difference is this is gonna make you money. Okay, you're making a business connection, not just a social, connection, but that same kind of what we call belonging and being connected to someone is what will ensure that when things get a little slow or bumpy, someone connect with you. Hey, saw you got stuck here. Saw you haven't put anybody in the last week. Just making sure you got any questions or any kind of concerns. Prop you right back up. You get right back on the horse and start moving forward again. Okay. Now, second step. I mentioned that we have a 2020 club training at teamreactive.com. There's also a product usage guide training. We no longer do these on Wednesdays because we have exciting new webinar that we do. We call it the Connection Webinar. You can register for that at connectionwebinar.com. Another cool URL we got. So I'll need to modify this particular slide here. But we do have the product usage guide training that Diamond executive Terry Melmed did. It's a great one, and that's at teamreactive.com, again, in training business video. Okay, this is our new product usage guide. It's really pretty, and they're going to be putting these in the new case of product going out, explaining how ASEA works, how to take it to maximize the results. And you can get that on ASEAstore.com. Once again, ASEAstore.com. You can get the new product usage guides. Anyone you give product to, or who purchases product or signs up as an associate is going to be taking the product. You want to make sure they have one of these product usage guides. That truly will make a difference on them achieving the results they're looking for. Okay, another great website, ASEAimpact.com. Lots of our promotions, information on our convention, links to athletes, and links to something here like IamASEA.com. You can go directly to IamASEA.com, and you can hear about 50 people and their experiences with ASEA, their success, why they're excited about ASEA, and really most importantly, to know there's real people of all different backgrounds that have created success with ASEA. These people all, as a matter of fact, qualified for a Caribbean cruise, and where ASEA paid all expenses for them and a spouse, a significant other, to go with them. And so you definitely want to come here and learn about people. That way, if you run into someone, let's say you run into someone who's a construction worker, and they go, Paul, I don't know, all I know is I can swing a hammer, and build houses. Even though I don't like it, and I know my body's getting, destroyed, and I don't know how much longer I can do it. I go, well, let's take a look. Let's look up, and again, as you watch these and you learn who's who, you say, maybe look at Craig Lindner or Carl Roller. See someone who maybe has that kind of a similar background. And they listen to their story and go, wow, man, if they can do it, I can do it. All right. So this is a very powerful tool if used appropriately. Now, another thing is ASEA has an app. Everyone has to have an app, right? And ASEA is no exception. iPad, Android, you can get what's called ASEA Access. So search your iTunes store or your Google Play Store and download. It's a free app. Allows you to pull down different brochures and promotional material. Even we've got a great newsletter that's published quarterly. Download that, as well as videos, all the videos. So you can pull down the Genesis, the product video, the quick draw videos. You can do that all to your tablet, your phone, etc., free of charge. ASEAEvents.com, I mentioned this earlier. For those who haven't yet registered for a convention, be sure to go to ASEAEvents.com. Any corporate sponsored event is going to be here at ASEAEvents.com. Any event you need to get a ticket to. So be sure to go here and register for that. A lot of them you need to either print out the ticket. They use Eventbrite, so you can, if they have a smartphone app, so you can go there and show your barcode as well, and that would give you access. But make sure you go there and register for any corporate event. Okay, ASEAStore.com is where you can get printed materials like brochures, magazine reprints, all kinds of great stuff. CDs, DVDs, banners for if you're going to do events, books like on the science of healing by Dr. Gary Samuelson. All that stuff's here, even business cards. So you can customize printed business cards, and you can actually preview them before so you know exactly what they're going to look like before you order them, all at ASEAStore.com. Okay, so the recommended tools, well, first off, recommend you get a DVD, and that DVD we recommend is called Meet ASEA. Main reason why is because it has all the other DVDs on it, pretty much. Okay, so you get the product and opportunity videos, you get the quick draw videos, you get the Genesis videos. So this is the one we recommend. It costs you all just a few dollars. I think you buy them in increments of 10. Great tool to have. And then the brochure we recommend that you have on hand is The Science of ASEA. It says, discover what some are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of the century. It's a pretty powerful tagline there, and when you open it up, you're going to see some great credible information and some references by some medical professionals, and so it gives people really a good warm and fuzzy that this technology is real and that it can help them and all the different ways that they can benefit from it. Okay. If you're going to talk to medical professionals, we've got a few other pieces there, like the Doctor CD, the Science of Healing Revealed book, and the Science of Healing Revealed CD, because you definitely don't want to be the message on to a doctor or a scientist. Okay, unless you're a doctor or a scientist, they're not going to be listening to you, right? And I don't care if you know, but you probably do. You probably know way more about redox signaling than they do, but because they're a doctor, they're not even hearing you, right? Most of them, unfortunately. Okay, so just hand them a book and say, look, hey, I want you, I represent an amazing product, and here's some information, from us, here's a book that was written by our lead scientist, Dr. Gary Samuelson, and he's an atomic medical physicist, kind of explaining the science of redox signaling, and you would know more, than I would. I don't, that's not my department, the science side, but all I know is the results people are getting and how phenomenal this product is, what it's done for me. So again, by doing that and by just kind of tearing down that wall, neutralizing that, you've given them respect for them being a doctor, and you've plugged them into some information that they'll have respect for as well, and they're likely to read it. All your role is hey, you follow up. Hey, just wonder if you had a chance to go through the book. Do you have any questions? Can I plug in, because I can get those answered by one of the members of our Science Advisory Council. What do you need, right? So you're just the follow-upper, okay? All right. Next, very important, auto ship. ensures you have enough product on hand for yourself, so you're a product of the product. It's going to ensure you remain active, such a carryover volume. We'll talk about that when I get to the commission part of the plan. And as part of the duplication model, people are going to do what you do, not what you say. And it's also a critical element in our brand new AAA bonus program, which we'll talk about as well here in a minute. So very important. And not only the ability to generate you income, but when someone signs up, when they enroll as an associate, it's going to make them eligible to get that free case of product after 3 consecutive months of being on auto ship. Okay, so really, really key. Now we've got that extra reason why they should sign up right away when they enroll so that they don't miss out on getting a free case. And here is the free case program, okay? So they've got to enroll with at least 1, 2, 4, or 8 cases. They can't just sign up for 40 bucks, okay, and be eligible. Okay, and they've got to set up at least 1 case, full case of auto ship, okay, during this process. And I tell people if there's any hesitate, I go, look, you can cancel it at any time. If you change your mind, just cancel it, before the next, we got a month to decide in the process. But you can cancel it right, after you get your first shipment. But let's at least set you up, okay, for success here and for a free case, because I'm confident you're going to enjoy it. Plus everything's, guaranteed with the 30 money back guarantee. So there's no risk to you, for doing that. And then after the 3rd auto ship's completed, they get a free case of ASEA. They do pay for shipping and tax, but basically the company's giving them the case for free. So again, you're on it for, you enroll, then the 1st month auto ship processes, the 2nd month processes, the 3rd month processes, boom, free case of ASEA. Okay, absolutely fantastic. All right, so if you're not on auto ship, here's what you do. You go and you log into your virtual office, go to, click on login on your Team ASEA website, put in your username and password, and then you select My Business on the top there and Manage Auto Ship. Manage Auto Ship. Then you're back there. Now yours is going to say Create an Auto Ship. Mine says Create an Additional because I already have an auto ship set up. But yours will just say Create a New Auto Ship. Click on that, answer the questions, and you're on your way. All right. Another thing you need to do is sign up for our mailing list, teamreactive.com. So go to teamreactive.com. In the upper right here, it says Stay Informed. Click on Subscribe, and we'll keep in touch with you. More importantly, tell your teammates to do the same. That way you don't have to remember to send them reminders and stuff. I'll tell you, I've had people who've signed up. Maybe they've went astray. They've left the reservation, right? They're out doing something else or life shows up and whatever the case is, right? But they've got people underneath them that continue to build. And they're not even, so someone may not even be doing anything, and yet they're building. And I have people making hundreds. I know there are people making thousands of dollars a month. Again, maybe haven't even worked the business in months, or I've got someone in, a couple of years it's been, okay? Again, because we're building that for them. This is part of leverage, creating leverage and residual income. Some people, they hit a goal. They go, look, Paul, if I can get $500 extra a month, great. That's what I'll do. So they maybe work to that goal, and they go, okay, great. I got that 500 coming in. Some people say it's 5,000 a month, whatever, okay? We have to work longer or work harder, right? But whatever it is, the bottom line is when you stop, you want to be able to have the duplication occur. So by teaching everyone to stay connected into the leadership that is continuing to train, educate, motivate, etc., then you're going to be able to create that leverage. So be sure that you get all your people to click on subscribe there. All right. Your testimonial, be sure to indicate the disclaimer that ASEA does not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any specific illness or disease. This is the first time you're seeing that. You're saying, well, what does it do then, Paul? Isn't that what I bought the product for? Okay, so write this down. What ASEA is doing is it's helping to empower your body to help heal itself. So your body is what's healing itself. ASEA is just empowering it to do so. Right? Kind of like drinking water, I guess, If you suffer from something that, well, let's just say you haven't drank water for a couple of days, right? Well, no, that's not really a good thing. But let's say you're suffering a condition that requires a lot of hydration. You're drinking the water, but your actually cells are going in there and firing up processes and overcoming a specific challenge. So ASEA, again, is empowering your body to help heal itself. And that's, I know it sounds subtle or whatever, but you got to really, if you're not clear on this, click on the little hand raise button. But it really is something that don't get in trouble, by saying, hey, ASEA cured my cancer, or hey, I had HIV, and I drank ASEA, it's gone. Okay, it's going to get you in some trouble, and it will put the company kind of, at risk and have an exposure, and cost a little extra on legal fees and blah blah blah. So don't do that. Okay, but again, ultimately, you're responsible for your claims, and this is what we train on, and so the company could, shift that responsibility to your end. So again, we want to make sure you're not doing that. All right, do not make exaggerated claims either in your testimonial, because people will know, right? Just keep it real. I mean, it could be something subtle. Like I didn't have any significant, any serious health challenges like that, but I had some things where I noticed my muscle recovery after working out was dramatically accelerated. I noticed that during my workouts, I'm able to go longer in them, where I worked, over the last 5 years prior, I was starting to feel like my body just not wanting to have an hour, half workout. And now I'm in the gym for an hour and a half, and I still want to keep going. So I mean, it's kind of subtle, but it's still, that's what I've experienced, and the fact now after 3.5 years, the amount of times I would get sick throughout the year or something like that, almost non-existent. If I do catch something, I'm on a lot of airplanes and around sometimes people who aren't healthy, then I crank up on the ASEA, it runs it out very quickly. So it's just been amazing, and I don't still I don't take any prescription medication or any things like that. So it's great to have your body and be strong so that it can help to heal itself. Also, keep your testimonial to under 2 minutes, 90 seconds preferably. Okay, and that way we can have more people share their experiences, and people can hear the diversity in what some of the people have experienced. Okay, and please share your personal testimonial with the team by going to the testimonial section, teamreactive.com. You can read some on the left. Okay, I think I got a screenshot. Okay, yeah, click on testimonials up there in the top there, and you can read some of them on the left and just kind of get an idea of maybe how to format yours. And again, notice you're not naming specific conditions like diabetes or high, blood pressure, things like that. Okay, but basically, read that and then put your testimonial here on this side. Okay, and that way other people can benefit when they read that. They can see that, type it in there, and then put the code there in and click submit. All right. Multiple streams of income. We're talking about the Fast Start AAA bonus and team commissions. Okay, this is the last section, guys, of our training, so thanks for hanging in there. Got maybe about 30 minutes left, home stretch here. We've come up with this way to sort of break down how commissions are being paid and how money is generated here at ASEA. First off, in these 4 categories, we have Fast Start bonuses, we have AAA bonus, we have a team bonus, and then we have what's called check match. Okay? Now, the stability income portion of the compensation plan is on the left here in our Fast Start commissions and our AAA bonus. Okay? The wealth generation side is team bonus and check match, and really the new AAA bonus allowed a bridge to connect. This there was a pretty big gap before. Okay, this AAA bonus plan. Where if you wanted to get residually a free case of product, you would have to have at least 20 people in your group, okay, to do that. With the new AAA bonus program, you can do it with 4, okay? And so we'll explain that here in a minute. All right, so step 1, let's talk about the stability income, starting with Fast Start. Now, the way the new Fast Start program, which is effective September 14th, okay, so next month after convention, this is how it will work. Basically, if you enroll someone, and I'm going to use the 4-case example here, they get started with a 4-case package, you're going to receive a check from ASEA for $80. All right? Now, let's say that person there that you sponsored, Ann, if she sponsors someone named Jim, then Ann's going to receive the $80. You're going to receive $40, right? So you're the sponsor's sponsor, okay? Let's go down one more level. Let's say Jim enrolls someone named Dan. Well, that means Jim's going to get the $80, Ann gets $40, and you get $20. Okay? Now, what happens if Ann is inactive, meaning she hasn't purchased at least 1 case of product herself within the last 30 days, or she doesn't have at least 2 preferred customers, or a customer that's purchased a full retail case within the last 3 days? So let's say that's what we call someone who's inactive. And that's why we tell everyone, get on auto ship for at least one case. That way you're not missing out on any commissions. Okay. If she's inactive and Jim signs up Dan here, well, Jim's going to get the $80, but you would receive, instead, you would receive the $40. I think I needed to change that. I'm sorry. You would receive the $40 and your sponsor would receive $20. So again, this is not correct. This would be $40 because it goes up till it reaches the first person who is active. Okay. So in this case, that would be you would receive the $40. Okay. And your sponsor would get the $20. All right. And once again, guys, if anyone has joined us since I started, which I know there's a few folks who have, if you have a question, please click on the little hand raise icon. There's a little picture of a hand. I will see the hand go up. I don't like to use the chat feature because I've got to stop and read the question, and it kind of disrupts the flow. Okay, great. I got a question here. And when I call on you, you're going to need to do a *6 on your phone, on your phone, because that will unmute your line. Patricia, are you out there? Again, Patricia, I can't hear you, so you have to do a *6 on your phone, and that will unmute your line, unless the question was answered, but I don't think so. Okay, going once, twice. Once again, Patricia, *6 on your telephone will unmute your line. Unless you're calling in on our over the internet. Okay, if you are calling in over the internet, please use the chat feature and let me know, because we can't hear you. I will have to look on my, and then I'll have to manually unmute you because it's a little different for people calling. By the way, for those of you who don't know, you can call in through the internet. I should probably mention that as well. Let me go back over here to my screen. If you go to teamreactive.com, okay, you're going to see there is a oh, good. Okay. You're going to see there is a, let me close out of here. Down here it says click here to listen to live conference calls over the internet. So you can actually listen to this over the internet. Let's see. Oh, okay. The question was answered. All right, super. Thanks. Okay, so if you're listening to the calls over the internet, and this is great for those of you building internationally, we have people that connect and are able to hear our conference calls and tune into our webinars. That's what they would do. They would click there and follow the instructions. Okay, so that's what I was referring to. All right. Now let's talk now about the AAA bonus program. Okay, AAA bonus program. I'm gonna summarize it a little quickly here. It's basically, and this is the most powerful thing I've seen in the history of the company here. Like I mentioned before, and we'll see when I talk about team commissions here in a minute, that it took 10 people on your left minimum and 10 people on your right to get $100 residually now a month. Okay, so if someone was signing up people and they were getting some great fast start bonuses initially, well, when they stopped personally enrolling, and then some of their people, if they started slowing down a little bit, they really didn't have enough, or that much residual. Very, very few people had 20 people, and again, all of them being on auto ship, then they might see their checks drop dramatically. Well, this was designed to fill in that, yeah, and to make it so you didn't even have to worry about the binary part or the team commission part of the plan, right? So as long as Dan here goes out and finds 4 people who want to use ASEA, okay, Dan's going to get $100 every single month, as long as they stay on auto ship. And Dan has to be on auto ship by the way by himself. So $100. So if you had 2 people on the left side of your team and commissions, 2 people right, that's another $20. It's $120. Basically, Dan's product is free. Okay, so that's great. I can tell people now, instead of having 20 people, you get 4. Your product is free. Okay, so now let's push down to level 2, meaning only 2 of these people that Dan enrolled have to get their 4 for you to get your level 2 bonus. So let's say over here, Tina and Deb, let's say they both got their 4. Okay, now Dan would be getting the level 2 bonus, which would be an additional $250. Now I'll tell you that if he did this, he probably signed up more than 4, and they, some of the people may have done the same thing. So it's instead of $250 plus $100 or $350, okay, Dan would probably be making closer to $400 to $500 a month residually. Think about that. That's good money. And especially when I tell you it's residual, meaning that whether or not another person signs up, and as long as these, 4, 8, 10 people just stay on their auto ship each month, boom, he's getting an extra $350 a month. All right. Now, one more level. So let's say any two on this side, any two on this side, each got their 4 people. Okay. Now you'll qualify for the level 3 bonus, and the level 3 bonus, okay, the level 3 bonus would be $400 in addition. So now that's a total, okay, of $750 that Dan is getting. And once again, if you add the other commissions, more realistically, you're probably looking at $900 to $1,000 a month minimum is what Dan would be earning if just this happened alone. This is phenomenal. This is an organization of less than 30 people that you can be making $1,000, close to $1,000 a month. I don't know any other program or plan that has this more attractive mechanism that also allows the overrides on a binary plan as well. Okay, so this is really kind of some cutting edge commission stuff, and we're so excited, to be able to roll this out, because the goal is to create over the next number of years here, to create 1 million thousandaires, right? 1 million people that are making around $1,000 a month, and also 1,000 millionaires, people that actually hit 1 million. Because really the bottom line is, if you just teach a lot of people how to do this, your results will go through the roof. Okay, help a lot of people make $1,000 a month, and you can make $1 million. Okay, so let's talk about this basic building brick. So this is what it is. Everyone just getting their 4, right? Getting their 4, getting their 4. And it's kind of like, do you want to build just a house or do you want to build a castle? The more people you help build their bricks with, okay, the bigger of a business that you're going to have. Now, another critical thing is that don't just go sign up 4 only. Don't do the minimum, okay? Go sign up a couple other people. Like, let's say you signed up Sue and Sam as well. Just in case, someone, maybe their credit card declines or they come off, whatever the reason, get a couple extra and teach all your people to do that, because not only is this going to provide security for them, it's going to add additional volume as well to all of your businesses. So keep going. Don't just stop at 4 and say, I'm done, okay? Go after 10, 15, 20, people like that. I mean, I've personally enrolled about 60 people, okay? And again, it's kind of relative again, because we know about the number of people that will actually engage and go to work and do something. So if you want to make part-time money, spare time, part-time, full-time, enroll more and help them develop and help others to enroll more as well. Okay, so how can you tell where you're at? Let's take a look. If I go into Virtual Office here, so log into your own back Virtual Office. I'm using a test account under Tammy Martin here. I'm going to go first off into my reports, and I'm going to click on Auto Ship Report. Okay, and I'm just going to click on Show Report. Oh, I think they might be up. They may have changed this to update the tables here. Let's see. Yeah, looks like they're updating the tables here. Okay, I actually have a recording on teamreactive.com. Let me show you. In training, compensation video. Come on, you can do it. In training compensation video, there is a video, okay, where it is the compensation plan webinar first steps. Watch that. I will actually tour you. Again, we're using a test or demo login account, so the company. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I need to select next month. That's going to be probably my fault here. Yeah, it is. Okay, my fault. Okay, so that's a good point. So you want to select the end of the next month, because what I did was by default it started with today's date and ended with today's date. So it would have only shown me any auto ships that processed today. So Saturday was none, right? So I had to manually go here click this drop down, and I clicked it to the next month, which was September, at the last day of the next month. Now I can see all the auto ships that are going to process, okay, over that time frame. Now, what you're looking for are anyone that has less than 100, right? Because we need to have a full 100. Down here, I've got this one here, this ID number over here that's only got 50. Okay, so the next step is, and you can just copy that, copy that number or write that number down. Okay, so let's say I'm just going to copy it and put it in a little, you can, whatever you use, Microsoft Word, and I'm just going to copy that number down, and then I'm going to go over into my reports, and I'm going to click on binary placement tree. Binary placement tree. Okay, so again, you may want to make a note. These are the only two reports you need right now to see this. Is going to be the auto ship report and binary placement tree. Those are the only ones I'm working on. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click down here on organization, right? And I'm just going to select sponsor. Type sponsor report, right? And now I'm going to click on update report. And what that's going to do is it's going to show me all the people frontline that I personally enrolled, the people underneath them that they personally enrolled, etc. This is what our AAA bonus is based on, right? Anyone who's a circle is on auto ship. Anyone who's a triangle is not on auto ship. Okay? So what I'm looking to see the structure is, okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people there on auto ship. Okay? And what I'm looking for is to make sure that one of this person here, this ID number here that ends in 0714 is not one of these guys. Okay? And I do that, I go, okay, nope, that's not 0714. I click on this. This is not 0714. Good. This guy's not 0714. And I click on, let's say, one more over here. Boom. Okay, good. So that means all these guys have 100 PV at least. They're qualified. I'm getting at least $100. Then I would do that same for the level 2. I would go, okay, this person, nope, he only is going to have 3 anyway. Oh, this one has 4. So let me check this one. Boom. Is that ending 014? No. Okay, good. Over here, ending 014. Okay, no. So you go through these 4 and go, good, I'm qualified now for level 2, etc. I think 014 might have been down here somewhere. Yeah. So this person over here, the one that's only 50, is way down here. Doesn't affect my bonus qual because this person up above them doesn't even have their 4 anyway. So it's basically that's what you're going to do currently. Now I know this is cumbersome, okay, but the program realizes just being released. So at convention they're going to have an easier way to track this. Matter of fact, it'll look something like this. Well, it won't look like this. This is like a programmer's mock-up here of the logic and a sort of a conceptualization. But basically, at a glance, you'll be able to look to see if someone's auto ship's completed, if it's scheduled to process, just hasn't maybe hit that day of the month yet. So at a glance, you'll be able to go, okay, I'm solid here for my level 2, level 3 bonuses. Okay. So again, this is a preview, and this is actually I got the IT director just to send me his PowerPoint of the presentation to the programming team, just so that I'd be able to take a slide like this and kind of give you an idea that this is going to get easier, okay, to track. But for right now, we've got to kind of use the reports that are available. And again, it's the auto ship report and the binary placement tree, but you need to select the sponsorship view to track personal enrollments for the program. Okay. Then finally, I'm going to stop here at team bonus. Okay, we're going to stop you here at $40,000 a month. If any of you are making the 40 grand a month, give me a call directly. let's get you bigger. We'll definitely be over check matching, but by then you'll already know what check match is. But again, for right now, again, I think just by understanding team commissions, okay, the check match will automatically happen. Okay, that's going to automatically. So I'm not going to spend that much time. And we're creating more advanced training on demand. That those folks, who are hitting the bronze executive and higher ranks, will be able to provide more clarification on that. But until the rank of bronze, you don't qualify for check match anyway, so I don't want to spend a lot of time for an intro training on that. Okay, so team commissions, what you're looking at, Cindy here is our example associate. She sponsors Helen and Dave, And everyone who's in color, you see, because what this nature of this kind of a compensation mechanism is called is a binary in the industry. And people have had negative. If you talk to someone who's done network marketing before, okay, they may have a negative feeling about the binary plans, and I will say 99% of the time, just because they're ignorant of it. They don't, or they worked a plan that wasn't good. That basically they didn't know how to. The company didn't know how to structure this. Okay, this plan is based on a successful implementation of binary that's been now in effect for 10 years, and so it's solid, it's stable, it's not going to eat itself, it's not going to pay out too much. Okay, and as a matter of fact, that's why we cap it. The most you can make is $10,000 a week or $40,000 a month. Okay, I know if you get a company. I know a company that got to doing almost $600 million a year in annual sales. I had lunch with a guy who was making $1 million a week. Okay, however, that company's no longer around. All right, so you got to understand the mechanism, and they've learned a lot over the years on how to properly implement this. So have no fear, and if you run into somebody like that who is big negative about, feel free to email me. I mean, that's kind of my role. I can get into more advanced understanding of this kind of a plan, or your upline. Go right up your upline, because a lot of them, more than likely, have learned it as I've learned it and passed it down as well. Everyone in color here. Okay, and again, binary means 2, so everyone can have a maximum of 2 people beneath them in this part of our plan. So everyone in color, like Bill, Joanne, Mark, Mary Jane, they were all personally enrolled by Cindy. All the people in gray are people that Cindy did not enroll, so maybe Helen enrolled this person, right? Maybe somebody above Cindy enrolled another person, but they're just not enrolled by Cindy. Okay, so what happens every week when the commission week closes is it totals up one side of your group. In this case, everyone underneath Helen, I'm going to refer to as Team 1. And in this week, 5,000 worth of sales activity occurred. What does that mean? That means not just new people signing up in the business. That means auto ships that process this week. That means product that was just maybe a case was purchased or a couple cases were directly purchased, okay, or someone retailed the product. All of that counts as volume. A certain amount of volume gets put in the plan for that, okay, and in this week it was 5,000. On the other side, in Team 2, you're going to say 3,000 gets put in the plan this particular week. So it's very simple to calculate your weekly team commission portion of your check. It's simply 10% of the lesser side. So 10% of 3,000 is 300. That's how much Cindy earned this particular week just on team commissions alone. And yeah, I did mention this week because it's calculated weekly, right? So you want to go to work, get your people working, get them working quickly, rapidly, and duplicating, and you can see this number go up, significantly in a fairly reasonable amount of time. Now, remember when I talked about being active? So you got to at least purchase 1 case of product within the last 30 days, and the best way to do that is be on auto ship. You'll never have to think about it, okay? And by doing that, what you're going to do is you're going to carry over excess volume. So in this case, there was 2,000 worth of in excess on Team 1, right? 5,000 here, 3,000. There's a $2,000 difference. You don't lose that 2,000. What it will do is it will carry forward to next week. So next week, Cindy starts out with 2,000 on her Team 1 side, and then 0 on Team 2, because that's the side she was paid out against. Okay. So then what she's going to do is work with Team 2 to try to catch Team 1, right? And it's going to go back and forth and back and forth. And again, the maximum she gets is 10,000 on 10% on the weaker side, with a maximum of 10,000 a week or 40,000 a month. Okay, but again, have no fear. That's not the most that Cindy can make here. That's just on the team commissions. The matching structure has unlimited. The more people you personally enroll, and the wider your leadership teams are down. In other words, the more leaders you have down separate lines of sponsorship that you personally enroll, then the deeper you get paid in your organization, because you're going to be continuing to achieve rank. And I'll talk about that in the last section, my next section here. Okay. Now, again, I want to pause here for just a second. If you do have a question, or if any of that was unclear, click on the little hand raise button, or you can *6 on your phone. That will unmute your line, and I'll be able to hear your question. All right. And at the end, I'm going to call for questions too. I'm just going to go through achieving rank here. Now, achieving rank is I'm only going to go to Gold Executive because, quite frankly, if you understand how to get to Gold and if you achieve Gold, you will know how to get to Platinum and Diamond. Okay, you'll learn that on your own in the process. But even if you don't, just help other people get to Gold, and you help enough people get to Gold, you'll be a triple Diamond. Okay, so it's really that, but it's really the heart and soul of the pay plan. So I'll go up to Gold. Now, like I mentioned before, whenever product moves, it puts volume into the compensation plan. In the case of the $810 package, $200 goes into the team commission part of the plan. 410 puts 100, 280 puts 50, and 160 starter package puts 25. Okay, so 1 case, 2 case, 4 case, 8 case. If you're wondering why is it so low, Paul, so the company collects $410, only put $100 into the plan. Well, remember that they paid out $80 to the enroller of this person, right, in the Fast Start bonus. They paid out $40 to the enroller's enroller, and they paid out $20 to the enroller's enroller. Okay, so that comes out of this. Also, remember, they got to pay the web company to set up all the websites and everything and host them for the whole year. They also have to, they're sending out a $40 associate kit as part of this package, okay, with the brochures, DVD, CD, getting started guide, etc. Okay, and also there's a free case of product in here, right? This is discounted. It should be $520, but that extra case of product is like $110 savings. So you factor in the shipping, it's like getting a free case of product. And so I think it's very generous of them to put 100 into the team commission part of the plan as well. So that way everyone else upline, even if they're not getting Fast Start commissions, they're still getting 100 volume, okay, all the way up the tree. It encourages you to work deep in your organization because that volume still counts for you. All right. Now, here's a more accurate conversion of just a direct product purchase into what gets put in the plan. 120 puts 100 PV in the plan. That's significant. Okay, you go to some of these other deals like these technology deals or these cashback rebate programs. Someone spends $100 on something, they're only putting in like $10 or $15 into the comp plan, and that means you're going to get whatever percentage you rate of that, whether you get 5%, 10%, whatever. You're not getting commissions on 100% of the volume. Here again, 120 puts 100. That's significant. As a preferred customer, $120 is what the customer pays. Only 50 gets put in the plan because remember the enroller of that customer is going to get $25, a personal customer bonus every single month. So that's why they have to reduce the amount of PV that goes in the team commission plan. The half case for $65 would put $50 or 50 points into the team commission part of the plan. Again, and thereby meaning that even if you're buying just a half case each month, you're not going to be qualified. You're not going to be active. Okay, so be sure to get at least a full case. Don't get the half case, I mean, unless you're just going to add it on because you need an extra couple bottles to get you through the month, that kind of a thing. Okay, the PV to be active, once again, is 100 PV within the last 30 days. That's up to the rank of Director 700. For Bronze, Executive, and higher, it's 200 PV. Okay. So, Director, what is a Director? It's someone who's active and personally enrolls one active associate on the left and one on the right. So, there you are. You personally enroll someone left, someone right, and they're both active. Congratulations, you're a Director. Now, Director 300 is a Director with 300 group volume in the pay team. So there you are. As long as you have 300, which, guys, is just 3 cases of product that moves in your entire lesser side of your team organization here in the binary. Okay. Congratulations, you're now a Director 300. The company's going to send you a pin and a certificate to recognize you for that achievement. And then the next rank would be Director 700, just a little bit more of the same. So instead of having 300 in the pay team, you're going to have 700. Now you're a Director 700. Okay? And you'll get another pin and a certificate in recognition for that achievement. Now, the next rank is what we call Bronze Executive. And a Bronze is a Director with 2,000 group volume in the pay team and 1 Director 300 down 2 separate legs. So I'll clarify what leg means here in just a second. Okay, first off, let's talk about what we know. Instead of 300 or 700, it's 2,000 now requirement in the lesser team. So it's a pretty significant jump here. Okay. Now, you talk about legs. So every time you personally enroll someone, okay, they're frontline to you in the matching part of the plan, okay, but they start what's called a new leg or a new line of enrollment. So everybody underneath this person we would refer to as being in that leg. All right. So you need to have one Director 300 down two different legs. So let's say you signed up this person, and let's say they did not become a Director 300, but they signed up this person here who did become a Director 300. Well, guess what? You can count that. Even though you weren't the personal enroller of that person, you can still count that. Like we say, every dud knows a stud, right? And what it does is it really encourages you, too, to work deep in your group, okay? And you want to have multiples down. That way, in case someone maybe doesn't qualify as a Director 300 a week, that someone else, will as well. Kind of like the same concept of the AAA bonus, right? Now, as long as you have another Director 300 down a different leg, so in this case, let's say you signed up this person and they became a Director 300, then you can count that as one Director 300 down two separate legs or two separate lines of sponsorship. So again, it wouldn't matter if you had 15 Director 300s all down this leg. You'd still have to have another one in a separate leg. All right? So if there's any questions or if that's not clear, go ahead and, once again, click on the little hand raise button, and I'll call on you. Or if you're just calling in over the phone, *6, and I can clarify. Okay. Silver executive, just more of the same. Instead of 2,000 in the pay team, it's 3,000 and 3 Director 300 legs. So there you are. You've got 3,000 in the pay team. You add the third Director 300 leg, and boom, you're now a silver. And then gold jumps up to 5,000 in the pay team and 4 Director 300 legs. So there you are there. With 5,000 in your pay team, you add the 4th Director 300 leg, and congratulations, you're now a gold. All right. Very key here. Boyd Matheson said, true character is the ability to stay focused on your goals long after the mood in which they were created has passed. And, I just read or watched, and some of you who are on my Facebook page, I think also saw this great thing on this crazy skydiver, right? He does that extreme skydiving stuff. And at the end, toward the end, I mean, he talked about a lot of his challenges and being able to do what he did. He basically flies in these like bat suit type things, and he's going over incredible distances horizontally almost. It's kind of like free falling, but going forward. And he shot through. He was in China and shot through this hole in this big rock, and before he pulled his chute and everything, just amazing. But again, it took a lot for him to be able to do that. He actually, another one of his extreme things he did in life was it took him 16 years to go swimming with great white sharks without a cage. Okay, again, a lot of training, and he just believed he can do it. And one of the things he says at the end of the video, he says, in order to fail, you have to make the decision to fail. Because if you don't make that decision, then you're just in the process of making it happen. And so I know that there might be a couple of you on this webinar who kind of may have had some challenges or may have had some resistance or stuff or whatnot. But again, you're getting there, and I want to congratulate you for tuning in and continuing to better yourself and to educate yourself. And let's see if I'm making sure that broadcast's going okay. And just to get better, because whether or not you're ready right now for the massive success, you will have success when that time comes and you're ready. And think about it. You probably would tell me. Most people tell me, yeah, Paul, I've still got a lot to learn, a lot to be able to teach, and so I get to a point where the duplication starts to accelerate. So, and that's okay. It's part of the process. But the good news is this isn't a 30-year process. It isn't a 40-year process. It's a 3-5-year process. And the rewards after the next 3 to 5 years are absolutely going to be tremendous. Okay. So again, I applaud everyone here for hanging tough and continuing to improve and to learn and to better yourselves. Let me talk about some events that will reward you along your journey here and are great things to shoot for. We've got events coming up. Once again, final plug here for our international convention. This is the biggest event of the year for ASEA. And again, you'll meet people from all over the world that are building ASEA, and it's just wonderful because it really provides you with that social proof. When you start seeing other people and their ability to create success, and then you talk to them and learn what they're doing, what's working for them. Sometimes it's just one little piece of information that could just skyrocket your business. That you may say, oh man, if I told my people that would really help them grow. So it's really, really powerful to get that social proof, and of course the direct information from company. Get it, hear it all in its entirety. The announcements, not just get a little blurb afterwards and an update in an email. To actually hear, be able to interact, ask some questions, so that you can take off running faster than everyone else who wasn't in attendance. We also have this ASEA of Opportunity promotion. We're in the final month here, and last couple of weeks. I encourage everyone to run really hard. ASEA is giving out over $100,000, over the course of the past few months, and there's all kinds of opportunity for you to share. Every month they give away $20,000 in a top 20 pool alone, where they distribute it amongst the top 20 enrollers, and then they're giving out T-shirts, bags, hats, everything. You name it, they've got it. Hey, you'll see some of these things. If you enroll 3 people over the last 3 months, you're getting a T-shirt. 10 people, you're getting a Storm Tech jacket. 15, you're getting a duffel bag. 30 is an iPad. Okay, 32 gigabyte iPads, and then 40 points, they're going to reimburse you to convention, right, up to $1,200, including your airfare, all that. So hotel. So again, register now for convention, but go to work hard, and if you hit 40, you are getting all that reimbursed back to you. Okay. All right. The Sun and Sand event this year will be in Hawaii and on the beautiful island of Kauai, in an area called Poipu, one of the most beautiful places on this planet. It's on the south shore of Kauai. This is where we did our very first Founders Diamond event, the very first year, and this is a gorgeous resort. They got beautiful lagoons. All your meals are paid for, your airfare, everything for you and your spouse. You've got till the end of September to qualify for this. I'd encourage you to run really hard. Even if it's out of your reach, heck, you're going to get your business really, really moving, by going to work for it now. So again, we encourage you to run for that. Details are at ASEAImpact.com. Also, the base camp. So it's going to be October 17th through 19th. You can qualify up to August 30th. Okay, from March 2nd all the way up to August 30th. The end of this month, and this is more educational. The Sun and Sand events is more having fun, about 80%, and 20% educational. The base camps are more 80%, how to take your business to the next level. And of course, there are fun things. I always have some, great activities and entertainment, and again, all your meals are covered while here. So again, shoot for this. It'll be up in Park City, which is gorgeous up there, October 17th through 19th. All right, in closing, Bob Mowat said, you can't leave footprints in the sands of time if you're sitting on your butt, and who wants to leave butt prints in the sands of time? All right, your time is now, and I'd like to open up, again, one last round for questions. If you did have questions regarding the product, feel free to do that. I'm going to actually stop the recording here just to save recording time space here. One moment on the dash. And then I'll go ahead and field any questions and till the end, till they're all answered. Hold on one second.